Well, after that tremendous men's singles and the current world champion, Steve was saying, what a mouth-watering prospect tomorrow against the three-time former champion, Lin Dan of China. Of course, Lin Dan's been in 4 finals here at the Japan Open, and the fans here are being treated to some spectacular badminton. And they'll be thoroughly looking forward to this next match because it features home players, and it's the silver medalists from the recent World Championships, Takeshi KAMURA and Keigo Sonoda, up against a pair who were promoted from the reserve list, Kim Won-ho and So Seung-jae of Korea. So on paper one would think that the Japanese pair are hot favourites for this. This, of course, is the bottom half of the draw, and the winner of the match we're about to watch will play against either Astrup and Rasmussen, the number 8 seeds from Denmark, or Chen Hongling and Wang Qianlin from Chinese Taipei. Of course, that pair from Chinese Taipei created history at the World Championships by winning a bronze medal. First ever medal at World Championship level in the men's doubles discipline from players from Taipei, and that means that they have won medals in all 5 disciplines. So as far as this Daihatsu Yonex Japan Open 2018, well, we started with a huge shock this morning. The world #1 and the 2012 winner, Tai Tzu-ying, twice a finalist here. Now, this is part of the HSBC BWF World Tour, and that's the magnificent trophy that the top 8 players and pairs in each of the 5 disciplines will be playing for at the World Tour Finals in Guangzhou in December.
From Korea.
But here come the players for the first of our men's doubles today. And it's the left and right-handed combination of So Seung-jae, the left-hander, and Kim Won-ho. There they are, being led out by our umpire. But there'll be a huge roar for the 2-time World Championship medalist, Takeshi KAMURA and Keigo Sonoda. The bronze medal in Glasgow last year was topped this year by a silver medal. So if they carry that sort of progression, I think in Basel next year they can hope for gold. It doesn't work like that, does it? But they are a very exciting pair to watch, KAMURA and Sonoda. So this will be the 3rd meeting between these 2 pairs, and honours are shared with the first 2. The last time they met, in fact, it was the Koreans that won. That was in the last 16 of the German Super 300 earlier this year. 41 minutes for the 2-game victory, 21-17, 21-19. Jitarut Tanukarapat from Thailand, our umpire for this, and she's conducted the toss of the coin. So the Japanese pair making their 8th appearance here at their home event, the Japan Open. The best they've done was a semi-final in 2016. But let's look at the teenager first, just 19 years of age, born in Suwon, the capital of Gyeonggi-do province. The left-hander is 21 years of age from Buan County. And they are currently at 29 in the world ranking. They have been as high as 19, and I can explain that by the fact that they haven't been playing together all that much this year. In fact, this is only their 5th tournament of the year. Now, in the first round, they beat the semi-finalists from the Indonesian Super 1000 event, Liu Min Chung and Su Ching Heng of Chinese Taipei. And it was pretty convincing, wasn't it? Just 37 minutes for that one. Takeshi KAMURA is 28 years of age. One place down, currently in the world rankings from their career high. 4 weeks across 2 different spells as world number 2s. Keigo SONODA, also the same age. And they've won 2 titles this year. The Malaysian Super 750 events and the Thailand Open as well. That was a Super 500 event. Now in the first round they beat the pair who had hot-footed it here from winning in Hyderabad, the Super 100 event, Ranki Reddy and Chetty. They must have been jolly tired because that event only finished on Sunday evening. So as I was telling you, our umpire, Jitudul Tanu Karapat Chingchingku, is our service judge. Well, it's a tough scenario for pairs that aren't regular on the World Tour. And Kim and Suo have not been regulars this year. And hence the ranking not high enough to get automatically into the draw. And with no qualifying now in the Super 750s and Super 1000 events, you have to rely on somebody else dropping out from the draw. And in the Koreans' instance, it was Janssen and Savone of Germany.
Ladies and gentlemen, on my right, Keigo SONODA and Takeshi KAMURA, Japan. And on my left, Kim Won-ho and Soo Song-jae, Korea. Keigo SONODA to serve to Kim Won-ho. Love all, play.
So the number 3 seeds from Japan, Takeshi KAMURA and Keigo SONODA, getting this second round match underway. And Steen, Japanese men's doubles pairs don't have an awfully good record here at the Japan Open. In fact, the first men's doubles pair from Japan ever to reach the final since the first official Japan Open was 36 years ago when it started in 1982, was of course last year when Inoue and Kaneko reached the final.
I should have known that, but it would have cost me a cup of tea.
It would have cost you a cup of tea.
Yeah. I was about to say Hayakawa and Endo.
No. And in fact, Inoue and Kaneko lost yesterday, didn't they, to He Jiting and Tang Qiang of China. So if there's going to be home success in the men's doubles discipline, you've got to put KAMURA and SONODA as the favourites as far as Japanese pairs are concerned.
Yeah, and I think the venue suits them well. Big stadium. They did well at the World Championships at the big stadium.
Service over.
Why does that suit them, Steve?
Yeah, it seems to help their defense a little bit. I mean, their attack is the way it is, no matter what size the stadium is, and they're relentless in their attacking. I just think it helps the defense, so they really become rock solid. Of course, they will, in my opinion, again, if they play Li Junhui and Liu Chen from China, the 2 tall world champions, they will be at a disadvantage in terms of strength. But otherwise, I think they benefit from the playing conditions here.
Service over.
That's fascinating. Because they're not a defensive pair as such. They're an attacking pair, but having that extra time or whatever in defensive play makes the big difference.
Yeah, and they have a really good defense as well. But
service over. 3-4.
Let's see what they can do here, because they're a very exciting pair as well, Kim Won-ho and Seo Sung-jae.
Yes, they certainly are, the young Koreans. Last year won the Korean Grand Prix Gold event. A couple of other finals as well. Reached the final of the Canadian Grand Prix as qualifiers. And also reached the final of the Macau Grand Prix Gold. So it's the Koreans are a pair who've come up through the different tiers of tournaments, and now here they are in a Super 750, got in by the back door because another pair pulled out, but they deserve to be here.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely good players, and it seems like, yeah, I'm not really sure how they do it in the Korean doubles department, but they play in all kinds of different combinations, so to speak, and that means that you risk not entering the biggest of events.
Yeah. Kim Won-ho, son of a very famous mother, badminton player, Gil Young-ah. In fact, I think she was the first ever player to win a full set of Olympic medals, was she not?
8-4.
The golden mixed doubles from '96, and she already had a bronze from '92.
Yeah, and I think she had. Did she play in the women's doubles final?
Yes, and lost it.
Yeah. What attacking play. That is fabulous from the Koreans. Early stages of the rally there, all the attacking play was straight and straight at SONODA.
Yeah, and that makes good sense in my ears, that definitely SONODA that you want to target, whereas KAMURA is the more creative in his defense, and probably a better chance that he turns it around, like we saw here, sneaking to the front court.
6-8.
Used to be a very fine singles player, did Seo Sung-jae.
Yeah, it's just about 2 years or so since he was a singles player, since
That's
he
right.
never played doubles.
In fact, he was silver medalist at the 2015 Asian Junior Championships in boys singles.
9-6.
Yeah, I think it's an amazing job they've done in the Korean men's doubles department. I mean, they lost almost, they lost 3 World Championship medalists in men's doubles, 6 men's doubles players within a year they lost, and they still have some pairs here. They're not, they haven't been contenders at the biggest tournament so far, but they're still pretty good.
Yeah.
Played some good mixed doubles as well, so that's, I think actually the change from singles to mix is more easy than the one to men's doubles.
For a male player.
For a male player,
Service
yeah.
over. 7-10.
Of course, he's going to have to, or he is starting a new partnership with another left-hander, isn't he, since the retirement of Kim Ha-na.
Who is actually here in this tournament. you look at me that way, Jill, I become a little bit uncertain, but I think she's playing the women's doubles.
Are you talking about Chi Yu-jung? He's playing mixed doubles with her now.
He's playing mixed doubles with her now, but I think that Kim Hana is...
I think she's retired altogether, hasn't she?
Is playing this tournament. I saw her at breakfast.
Good gracious.
That's wrong. It wasn't Kim Hana. It was Chang Yina.
Ah. There's the straight attack again from the left-hander. It is serving them well.
Yeah, and this time directed at KAMURA, so probably more focused on their own strategy, how they want to go by things, and targeting one of their opponents.
Fault called
Too high.
too high.
Service over. 11-9.
Service fault of the match, I think. Yes, indeed it is. So to the mid-game interval with the World Championship silver medalists with the advantage. Now you see, if he hadn't stood on his tiptoes, that might have been good. Might have been all right. 2-point advantage after 9 minutes here at mid-game interval. Rioni Manaki giving the players their instructions.
Yeah, one of the Meineke dynasty.
11-9. Play.
So his brother working with the Japanese B team in Spain Masters, Karl Meineke.
Oh my goodness, how did he get that back? Oh, well, there's a challenge here. It was called good.
Did he see where it landed at all? It looked like he was looking at his opponents.
Well, the way the Japanese player hit it, it looked to me as if it was going to go long, but seemed to hold up. Now, what does Hawkeye say?
Yeah, it was out.
It was out.
Collection out.
That's a good challenge.
Service over. 10-12. Play. Service over. 13-10.
Oh my goodness. Oh, completely mistimed that. Kim Won-ho.
14-10.
Maybe just couldn't jump high enough.
No.
Service over. 11-14.
goodness, that's quick, isn't it, from KAMURA?
Service over. 15.
Got to
11.
try and keep him away from the net, but the problem is how.
Yeah, and especially when he's in a playing mood like he is today.
Oh my goodness, I thought there was going to be a little bit of trickery there behind the
Service
back.
over.
Deceptive
12,
shot,
15.
cross-court block. Well, that would have been absolutely outrageous if that had landed in. Unbelievable. Good defense.
Thirteen, 15.
I think the number 3 seeds here from Japan need to be a little bit careful. There's been a little bit of complacency in the last couple of rallies with behind-the-back shots, and I don't think that they can afford to let their opponents even get a sniff at this.
No, because one thing that most Korean pairs have in common is that they're extremely solid. So you definitely don't want to get them started and feeling just a little bit better into the match.
Yeah. It's not just that he reads it so well and is in the right place at the right time. It's his placement of the attacking shot from the net. Absolutely jamming up his opponent there. Oh, it's called long.
18, 13.
Good placement.
Service over.
In between the two Japanese
14,
players, they both went for it.
13.
Clash of rackets, forced the error. In fact, there's a racket broken there. Smashed to smithereens, that racket. Oh, my goodness me. Well, Koreans won the rally in the end,
18.
but my goodness, KAMURA was quick in that rally. Lucky to get away with that. Oh, dear me.
Service
Well, he's had
over.
a service fault and now a
19,
service error.
15.
Saucy young Jay. Game point
20,
opportunities.
Game point 15.
Oh gosh, that's a good return of service, isn't it?
Service over. 16, 20.
Oh,
game.
Well,
First game
good
won
return
by
of serve followed
Keigo
by a
Sonoda
perfect return of serve
and Takashi
with the net called
Kamura,
from KAMURA.
21-16.
And with it comes the opening game, 21-16 in favour of the World Championship silver medalist. Look at that. Nothing the Koreans could do about that. So opening game, 21-16 in 17 minutes.
先1に決まるから1-3まで決まるで今4番目ちょっと綺麗だからちょっと池が余るそれでも今のそのままサーブ終わりよ当たり準備ねあなたの抜くところ相手結構早いがんほとんどそれあなた立つ早いで落として上がるそこはあなたの面できるからね怯えてそこねもし誰がドライブしたらドライブ勝負だったら準備ねそのドライブあなたドライブしてあなた見てかわすの大事よかわすねでもあなたの気持ちにかわすの 얘네가 앞서가기 전부터 우리가 미들볼 걸어줘가지고 여기서 끊는 거는 될 수 있으면 미들볼 주지 말고 뒤에서 올려놓고 때로는 우리가 패턴을 전환시켜가지고 공격 통화가지고 안 되죠. 리턴에서부터는 조금 물러나고.
Court 1, 20 seconds. Court 1, 20 seconds. Second game, love all, play.
So the number 3 seeds Takashi Komura and Keigo Sonoda. One game to the good. 21-16, that opening game.
One love.
And I'm just wondering, Stephen, whether there's anything that the Koreans should be doing tactically. I mentioned you've got to try and keep KAMURA away from the net, but it's easier said than done. Is there anything else that you can see perhaps they could try doing to turn this around?
I think they have to maintain the attack and perhaps be a little bit more how can I put it, willing to attack longer, but don't attack with so much pace and so much power. So they've got to keep in balance and be satisfied in playing long attacking rallies where they control the shots. That's the best way to keep KAMURA away from the net, where he's dominant. I don't think there's any one of the Koreans that can beat him on the front court. Well,
3-2.
Kim Won-ho, it seems like he's going to try to beat him.
Yes, that's interesting, because I feel that Kim Won-ho should take more chances.
Yeah.
Because if they just play they're in the rallies, but one doesn't feel they're going to win playing this way.
No.
I think this man needs to start taking a few more chances. Rush the net. If there's a half chance, you've got to try and take it.
Yes and no, because I mean, it depends a little bit, in my opinion. I think I'd like him to move, but I'd like him to extend the chance. So instead of being a half chance, I would like it to be 3/4 of a chance.
Right.
And then, of course, there should be alert that when KAMURA is coming to the front court, something is happening all the time. It's not like he plays a little bit patient from the front court. He's trying something.
4-5.
Oh, I like that.
Service over. 6-4.
It was the change of pace, disguised drop shot that made the difference for the Koreans.
Service over. 5-6.
Oh my goodness, he's missed it. Would you believe it?
Service over.
Easiest one he's had all day and he missed it.
5.
Loss in concentration, one suspects.
Oh, good
That's
shot.
a super angle.
8-5.
He reminds me a little of Kim Dong-moon.
Yeah, Kim Won-ho.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just fine, good judgment.
Service over. 6-9.
I was just thinking that it's been a while since there's been a right-left combination with Korea. I think the last one must have been playing at the same time as Kim Dong-moon, Lee Dong-so, and Yo Young-sung.
Service over. 10-6.
It's a lovely angle. Look, he doesn't really follow through with that racket. Just clips over the top of the shuttle, bringing it down so steeply.
Service over. 7-10.
It's a nice little touch from SONODA. I wonder how much energy he uses up with all his jogging about in between points, fidgeting.
You could see one of those energy aura pictures. It would be totally red around him.
So, in contrast to the open game, here in the second, it's the Koreans who have the advantage. 3-point advantage.
서비스나 중압을 빼주면 양옆 서비스 때 내려오는 거 잡아놓고 중압 잡아서 넘겨줘야지 뒤로. 그래 얘는 포지션이 이게 무너지는데 얘는 포지션이 똑같이 서는데 거기다가 딱 중간 빼면 좌우도 다 양쪽에 있단 말이야. 차라리 가운데다 눌러주고
Court 1, 20 seconds.
넘겨준 다음에 물러나면
Court 1, 20 seconds.
And Choi, he's even got hair in the same colors as their tracksuit and t-shirts there. That's going all in on the team colors. But I think they're playing with the drift here, the Koreans, and sometimes it might force a
11,
shorter lift
8,
from the two
slay.
opponents.
In between the two Koreans.
Yes, exactly, because he wants to sort of activate his front court player. So if you've got a really good front court player who's got great anticipation skills, then it's a very good idea to target the middle. We saw it with Takahashi and Matsutomo, who lost earlier today, but that's the way that they try to activate their front court player.
Service over. 12-9.
Oh, well left.
That was a little bit lucky. Yeah, Kamura outside the picture saying to Sonoda, "What are you doing? You're staying at the net. That's my spot."
10-12.
But actually, I think he's improved his net player skills, Keigo Sonoda.
Yeah, I agree. Much more complete player now.
Yeah.
Service over.
It's interesting. Won
13,
the 2014 German Grand Prix gold. It was really the first time I'd really seen KAMURA and SONODA up close, and in winning that German Grand Prix gold title, they were the first ever Japanese men players to win a title at the German Open. And then earlier this year, they became the first male players from Japan to win a title at the Malaysian Open. So I think it'd be nice to have a hat-trick and become the first ever male players from the host nation to win the Japan Open.
They would love it.
Yeah.
They played so well in Malaysia. Fantastic tournament.
That all Japanese men's doubles final against Endo and Watanabe. Yeah. One interception
Service over.
from KAMURA
11-14.
in the rally. I'm not quite sure why Kim Won-ho wasn't ready for that.
He's fast
Service over.
in his movement to that front court,
15-11.
Kamura.
Oh, yes.
Service over, 12-15.
Total commitment on that push from the front of the court from KAMURA. Launched himself towards the net. And that, Steen, is the sort of commitment that I was trying to explain earlier on when I was
with the Koreans.
With the Koreans,
Yeah.
with Kim Won-ho, that he comes forward nicely, but he doesn't seem to be, you know, that full commitment to take it as early as he possibly can.
No,
Service
I
over,
mean,
16,
from seeing
12.
the Korean, especially the men's doubles players, develop over the years. I think I started in '95 or something like that. It seems like they follow a certain route as players, and so we start with the defense and then we put on attack and stuff like that, and in the end comes the front court players. I mean, in my opinion,
17-12.
I can only think of one really great front court player from Korea, and that's Lee Yong-dae. So it's like, whereas from Indonesia, I could mention 10 great front court players.
Oh, they're in a healthy
Service
position
over.
at the moment, the Koreans. It's interesting. What about, where do you put Shin Baek-chol in that? Because I felt that World Championship final, all Korean affair in Copenhagen, I thought Shin Baek-chol at the front of the court was
13,
outstanding.
17.
Yeah, I think he was. I don't put him as one of the great front court players, but maybe because he's so good at the back court as well. I still feel that, I know that we've gotten some intel that he and Lee Yong-dae didn't really click as persons and so on. That's still, to me, the
14,
combination
17.
that I would have loved to see play. Shin Baek-chol and Lee Yong-dae, I would have loved to see them play together.
Yeah. They did play a couple of tournaments. I
Yeah.
think they were semi-finalists at the All England one,
Yeah.
weren't they? But that was because the late Jung Jae-sung was on military
He was
service.
in military service because they didn't medal at the 2008 Olympics, whereas Lee Yong-dae, he won the gold in mixed doubles.
That's a good one. This is an important point, it really is. Probably the longest rally of the match as well. Oh, yes, well taken. That's very well
Service
taken.
over, 18-14.
"56 shots. It's got to be the longest rally of the match so far, surely. Not the longest we've seen today, though. We had a 62 shot in the men's singles. I'm
Men's
sure
singles.
I wasn't counting in the women's doubles. You were covering
14.
Steen, but pretty certain with those two pairs, the Olympic champions and young Chinese pair. There was probably some long old rallies in that too.
Yeah, there was a lot of attacking, and it wasn't that long. It was a long match, but
19-14.
yeah, to tell the truth, I didn't pay attention whether there was a rally that was longer than 62 shots, but it was a highly entertaining match.
Yeah, it certainly was.
And wide.
Service over, 15-19.
it's good placement of the smash.
Service over.
From Suo Seung
20.
Jae,
Game point 15.
setting up an easy kill for his partner. So game point opportunities to level this second round match at 1 game apiece. Not yet.
Service over. 16-20.
Oh, misunderstanding.
Oh, that's a prime example of what you were talking about earlier, Steen.
17-20.
The capacity of SONODA to read situations at the front of the court. I know he was backing off, but that was super.
Yeah, and that's one of the areas where he's improved, definitely.
So 2 game points have come and gone. Another 3 remain. Only another 2 remain.
Eighteen, 20.
This time,
Game.
and it's 1 game all.
Second game won by Kim Won-ho, Seo Sang-jae, 21-18.
Umpire confirms the 21-18 scoreline. 40 minutes into the match, and it's 1 game apiece.
원하는 게 얘네가 먼저 중간볼 하나 던져주고 드라이버 걸어주는 거 기다리고 있다가 치고 앞서가게 치는 거 그건 빠르단 말이야 느껴 있고. 근데 거기서만 안 맞춰주면 돼. 우리가 아무런 의미 없이 중간볼 빼줬다고 해서 우리가 중간볼 잡았다고 해서 그냥 때리는 게 아니라 잡아놓고 한번 잡아놓고 튕겨가지고 물러나게 타이밍에 안 뺏기게 한 다음에 때리면은 다시 내려놓고 우리가 먼저 바꿔. 그 중간볼만 조심해. 네. 또 리턴에서 소노다 리턴할 때는 딱 내 탑에 붙여놓는 게 하나도 없어.
で一旦こっち来てここ移動してディフェンススイッチをするね。こっちだけで今もう当たったから先より、ね、1ゲームよりだからね。でも1ゲームは自分の攻撃でマークの向こうディフェンスが多いとか忘れてここは攻撃メインしてあとディフェンスしっかり自分ね自分移動ね。ここ移動も簡単早いだからスター落としが結構抜くねあなたの早いで落として向こう無理するカムラを捕まえるからそれは自信だから。キープね、自分のスメスって一回ペースかけてパンで次スメストローこのリズム3回当てブレるからね
Court 1, 20
同じじゃ
seconds.
ないね
Court 1, 20
またその
seconds.
ままいくねカムラも同じねまたすぐ見た一回
Final game. Love all. Play.
So third and deciding game. And the World Championships silver medalists Takeshi KAMURA and Keigo SONODA need to start lifting their game, because the young Koreans are certainly not overawed
Service
by
over.
the occasion or the status
Love.
of their opponents. In fact, towards the end of that opening game, Steen, I think I said that the Japanese pair looked a little bit complacent to me. There's a couple of trick shots, and I think they've lulled themselves into not playing their top form.
Yeah, they can definitely not afford to do that. And now it's going to be a close call,
Service over.
in my opinion. I think it's a little bit easier to kill it from this near side of the court. So I would expect the players on the far side to play a bit more flat defense, a bit more attacking defense, so to speak.
Service over. 2-1.
A bit more flat game, a bit more challenge on the front court.
Well left.
3-1. Service over. 2-3. Service over. 4-2.
Oh, yeah, that's going long, I think. Just standing outside of the court, Kim Won-ho.
It's a
Service
huge
over.
smash to finish off the rally.
3-4.
I heard you talking about the drift earlier on in the day, Steen, so just explain it to anyone who's maybe just joining us.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of a drift alongside the court, so that it goes from KAMURA and SONODA towards Kim and Sue. And it's not, it hasn't been really severe like we see in other stadiums. Of course, you can put it long, but you can also, if you're Sue and Kim at the moment, if you push flat, you can definitely put it long on this near back line as well. It's mostly that it's difficult for the players on the far side of the court to get correct length on your high shots towards the opponent's back line. That's the impact as far as it seems so far.
6-3.
Yeah, Japanese pair look a little more focused here at the start of this decider.
So he moved the moment that he saw the quality of that shot here. The moment he saw the quality or sensed the quality of Keiko Sonoda's shot, KAMURA was on the move towards the net because he sensed that his opponent was going to play a creative shot to the front court.
Service over.
He's been really good at those service returns, Kim Won-ho, in my opinion. Not only did he more or less kill this one, but he also played some very nice ones down the back of the server.
Double hit.
Service
Well
over.
spotted by the umpire.
8-4. 9-4.
That would be half the job, or more than half the job, so to speak, if they could get away from the first part of this decider with the healthy leads, KAMURA and SONODA.
Service over.
SONODA was actually
5-9.
expecting his partner to intercept that one.
Yeah.
Service over. 10-5.
Not a good service there from Kim.
Service over. 6-10.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, Steve. I think the Koreans need to close down this gap a little bit before the change of ends if they want to come through this. Because I think the Japanese pair are good front runners. And psychologically, when they change ends...
Especially the psychological effect.
Yeah.
That if you're too far behind, you have almost no room for error. Even 11-8. And then 2 good points by your opponents, then you're down 13-8 suddenly.
8-10.
And from the opposite view now, the Japanese can start thinking about why didn't we close it out 10-5 when we had the opportunity, or actually 10-4, I think it was. Was it 10-4?
10-5.
10-5.
Good rally.
Excellent.
Oh, super. That one. Just delicate little placement.
Thank you.
Forcing the dive. And of course, the Japanese way out of position. And therefore, the relatively easy opportunity to put the shuttle away. So just 1 point in it now.
9-10. Play.
Well.
Just what the doctor ordered.
If you're a Korean fan.
If you're a Korean doctor.
Oh, there's a challenge here. It's a challenge, but I fear they might lose that challenge. That looked a little wide to me.
Out.
What does Hawkeye say? Yeah, it was clearly wide. So on a run of 6 straight
1 challenge
points,
remaining. 11-10.
the pair who were promoted from the reserves change ends with a 1-point advantage here in this deciding game. Just shows, Steen, at this level, you cannot let up for a moment.
No, and we've seen it earlier on today as well. We've seen it with Tai losing to Chen Xiaoxin, where Chen was clearly the more hungry player. We've seen it with Matsutomo and Takahashi failing to take advantage of 2 match points, being outplayed in the 3rd game. You cannot afford those lapses. Those 6 points should win them the match. In terms of being Seo and Kim, that is what they need to do.
Yeah.
Of course, the Japanese, they have a chance of getting back, but
psychologically, it's tough for them now.
it's tough, and they are on the far side of the court, and that has not proven to be the good side in this men's doubles here.
Certainly not for them.
No.
Seven straight points.
12-10.
Well played.
Yeah. Finally, the run comes to the end.
Service over.
And I would definitely now, if I were the Japanese pair, I would try to take the pace out of the 3rd shot on most occasions. You can't, of course, do it on all because your opponent will pick up and push forward, but take the pace out of the shots to the front court. See if you can keep control.
Good interception.
Service over.
And it's interesting, the thing you said, Jill, with Kim Won-ho reminding you of Kim Dong-moon, because I think it's in many ways a men's doubles that is constructed the same way as Kim Dong-moon and Ha Tae-kwon. We have 2 players that are basically really, really good backcourt players, and they're more dangerous when they push forward. Then they can be dangerous on the front court, but standing on the front court, they're not, I mean, they're still really good, but they're not exceptional in terms of what we normally see the Indonesians front court players and stuff like that. So basically, more 2 really, really good backcourt players that play men's doubles that is designed to sort of keep pushing forward.
Yeah.
All. Service over.
Like that.
Like
14,
that situation where both
13.
more or less push forward.
Yeah, like a side's attack position.
Yes. And that's why I would urge the Japanese pair to sort of block it and play a drop shot before they even get into these situations. So they need to block it while they still basically have the opportunity to push in the flat game. They might even be above the tape. It's just the better choice would be to block it, because otherwise they have 2 Koreans coming forward.
Right. Well, this
15,
match has got a very,
13.
very different feel to it now than appeared to be the case at 10-5 in this deciding game. Now one feels the momentum is very much with the Korean pair. 11 of the last 14 points.
13.
What a turnaround by the young Koreans.
Service over.
It's a clever return of serve.
16.
No real pace on it, but enough pace to make it very awkward for the server to intercept. Well, Japanese players are going to have to hold their nerve here if they want to come through this tricky match. It's going wide.
And that was an example of
Service over.
trouble in getting the shots long
17,
enough. That backhand
14.
shot from KAMURA was definitely too short and totally sold out. Keiko SONODA had no chance of getting back in a good defensive position. Yes, well played.
That's exactly what you were talking about.
But
Service
it's so
over.
against the nature of these two
15,
players. I mean,
17.
reduce the pace. What are you talking about? He plays himself into trouble with that
Service
smash.
over.
The smash has no
18,
chance of creating an
15.
opportunity. Look at that. So the Korean defense is way too good on this near side of the court. They're playing themselves out of it.
So it's a 3-point advantage for the Koreans, and 3 points away from taking this third and deciding game. My goodness, we've had upsets galore already today, haven't we?
I had a feeling that we would have a number of upsets in this tournament, but I must say that it has sort of exceeded my expectations.
Well, it hasn't happened yet.
It will. Good shot.
Oh, snatched at it. Golden opportunity for Kim Won-ho.
And again, an example of the things that we were discussing just a little earlier, that
Service over.
standing on the front court,
16,
intercepting,
18.
that is not the key competence of these two Koreans. It's more like pushing forward, then they can play the front court.
Yeah.
And now I'm, again, not so certain I was 30 seconds ago that they're actually going to win it. But still with the upper hand, though.
Oh,
Fantastic rally.
brilliant. My goodness me.
Service over. 19, 16.
It's like a practice exercise where it's forbidden to lift. You only play on 2 big squares.
2 points away from meeting the World Championships silver medalists.
Clever play.
Very, very nice.
20, match point 16.
Kim Won-ho doing the damage once again. The last two rallies, him putting full pressure as he moved forward, really has been decisive. And now it is 4 match point opportunities. It's gone wide.
Service over. 17-20.
The whole match really turned around from that 5-10 deficit. The Koreans, from that point on, have looked almost a different pair to me. Still match point. Well taken, my goodness me. This isn't over yet.
18-20.
Two match points well saved, but another 2 remain for the Koreans. Short, yes, unbelievable response by the Korean youngsters. Kim Won-ho and So Seung-jae have defeated the home favourites, the number 3 seeds Takeshi KAMURA and Keigo Sonoda. Well, the Japanese pair may have been World Championship finalists just a few weeks ago, but today belong to these two. The Korean youngsters, who at the start of the tournament didn't even know whether they'd be playing. They weren't in the main draw. They got promoted from the reserve list to compete in this tournament, and they have grabbed their opportunity. Quarter-final beckons tomorrow. They will be playing in the quarter-final with that magnificent victory over KAMURA and Sonoda. It was 16-21, 21-18, 21-18 in the deciding game, in a match lasting an hour and 5 minutes.